Hi, friends. Thanks for joining me today, and thank you for your comments, for your subscribing, and just the encouragement that you give me in this process. I hope that what I've been sharing with you is connecting with what you need for that day. And I hope that today's message, What Do You Do with Setbacks, encourages you as well. Uh, So let me give you a story of what prompted this idea of setbacks. A couple of years back, I had purchased a house where I had my first ever yard. I had never mowed before. I didn't know how to turn on a sprinkler. And I really, really wanted for this grass that I thought existed when I moved in to grow. What I found as I started to work on things was that there wasn't much grass to speak of. So for several years, it was seeding it, it was fixing sprinklers, watering, raking it, you name it. I worked on it and I worked on it, and it began to become this beautiful, nearly filled in grass. And this year, I had this anticipation that it was going to be the year where the grass was like really brilliant and perfect. Unfortunately, there's a drought in the area where I live. And as I was beginning to water things because we had no spring rain, the grass sort of began to grow back. And then a friend gave me some information and they said, oh, well, our area, we're only allowed to water twice a week. And I thought, oh no, I'm breaking the rules. So I changed my schedule, changed what I was doing, and bit by bit, this hard worked for grass became more yellow and crispy and what I thought was lost to hope. Hope that it could grow back. It was dying. It was on the verge of full on death. And then I found out, oh no, I can water 3 times, and I shifted back to what I was doing, even adjusted what I was doing a little bit. And then the rains came. Glorious, beautiful rain began to come down in a significant way consistently. And this grass, which was prickly and crunching as I walked on it, to date, is becoming full again and alive again. And honestly, I thought, all this work for nothing. It's dead. All of it's gone. What was the point? I'm so disappointed. So that's how recovery can look. Where you think you have something and you push forward and you do the counseling, you do the trauma recovery, you write the prayers and the forgivenesses, and you confront things and you address your issues, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is working. I'm doing great. I'm growing. I'm better now. In fact, I might be completely better. Well, maybe almost totally. This is amazing. And then you get a piece of information or a situation that moves you back into a frame of mind that isn't good for you, a situation that causes you to lose a sense of hope, a sense that things can turn around, and then it maybe gets a little bit harder, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then the trauma starts to crop up, and the triggering, and the sense of hopelessness, and suddenly you think to yourself, was any of this worth it? Was any of it real? What's the point? But I want to encourage you to keep pushing forward. Keep trying. Keep moving. Because there will be a day or days where hope waters your dry patches, where a friend will say something kind that lifts you up, where you will read a scripture that lifts you up, where you discover something that needed healing and you are able to let it go and find freedom, it will get better. It can get better. In the last 2 years of me working to process what happened to me, I also have had to process, why did this make sense to me? Why did this abuse not flag as completely unokay? Why did I think that I could manage it and change the person to some degree? After, trying to get away, after asserting my worth and my value and being pursued by this dangerous person, still, I thought, well, I'll manage it. I can manage it. And of course I couldn't. So in all of this time of facing the memories, more often than not, my recovery has come from what happened when I was younger that formed the way that I deal with stress and problems. What happened in my 20s that encouraged that thought process? What happened in my 30s? Why am I here? No, the victim is not to blame. But is there something in my formative years, in my formative beliefs, that has caused me to accept less? To become a codependent, reluctant as I have been? And it's those days when I come face to face with my past that I sometimes feel like a little bit of hope is lost, where I feel overwhelmed or sad and questioning. But I keep going as best as I can. Some days I'm not doing it as well as others. And today was a good day. I reached out to 2 friends. They prayed for me. They encouraged me. And I have hope that I can let go of a belief system that, unknown to me, has been directing my life longer than I ever realized. I can deal with those feelings and step into the hope of my salvation, the belief that I have in God, and step into the strength that I have as an adult rather than the confusion of a child. And hopefully, very soon, more of the generational patterns coming from family can be redeemed, and I can break free from those. My friends, I hope that you will hang on. And if you find yourself in a dark place, struggling, needing support, I am going to list in the description below that I will list my Calendly. And that lets you see some openings for a free meeting with me, a conversation with me. I had a great one with one of my subscribers the other day, and it was so special to talk to her and learn more about her life. And I hope that if you are in need of support or help or encouragement, that you'll reach out to me. That's actually why I have this channel. It's why I became a life coach, a career and health life coach. But what I find that I'm doing more of than ever is spiritual coaching, helping people connect to that which is greater, to see the hand of God in their life and to find hope in that powerful force. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me share with you and talk to you this week. I hope you'll reach out if you need something, if you are courageous enough to let me have a chat with you. I would love to do that. I'll talk to you later, friends. Hold on to hope. Don't worry, even when all looks lost. Things that have died out can actually come back to life miraculously, miraculously, given the right conditions. I'll talk to you later, friends.